Bitcoin, XRP, and Tesla. Yep, Tesla. That's who we are going to be keeping an eye on, because in this video, I'm going to be discussing what some of the similarities are, not just because of the price of the stock, but because of what's shaping up right now that they have in common. And that's battles with the SEC. Could XRP be shaping up to have a similar ending that Tesla had with their run-ins with the SEC? Well, that's what some recent information is kind of pointing to. I'm going to go over it in this video. Also, we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin crypto bull run that's technically still currently happening. We're going to talk about some charts and what it relates to the 2013, 2017, and 2021 bull run, and what's actually pointing to this. Well, the bull run is not over. In fact, not even close. And if that bull run actually continues, we're going to take a look at and what it could mean for that price tag with or without the SEC's involvement. Hey everyone, my name is Randy and welcome back to the Late Night Grind. And right now I'm covering the SEC versus Ripple update case along with other crypto news, investment markets, personal finance, and stimulus check updates. So if any of those topics interest you, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Don't forget to tap the bell notification icon. And if you're feeling generous, I'd really appreciate it if you give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps YouTube to share this video with other audiences. All right, guys, well, let's get into it. So first, let's take a look at this Bitcoin and crypto bull run that is happening. In my last video, I talked about the bull runs that we've had from 2013, 2017, and now in 2021. And the most notably, the thing that they all had in common was that they all happened several months within the most recent halving event. The halving event being when the amount of rewards that are given to Bitcoin miners are actually cut in half, thus making Bitcoin even more scarce. Well, each time that happened, there was a massive upswing in Bitcoin price. So in 2021, obviously that's been happening, but the last 3, 4, or 5 weeks, it's kind of leveled off and started to dip a little bit. Well, if we actually took a look at the miner holdings charts, as well as the investor inflow charts, and some of the trend charts, the technical analysis guys that I watch, they've been putting all these numbers together, and a lot of them are saying that this bull run is not even close to being over. Because what it's doing is matching the last two bull runs in which there was a massive upswing and then there was a little bit of a plateau and a pullback and a dip, and right after that dip, it took off again for a much bigger run. In fact, people have been saying this since the beginning of the year. If this bull run happens, it will most likely last until the end of the year. Some have pegged Bitcoin's price at 100,000, some at 200,000, and I've also seen some analysts that put it at between 300,000 to 400,000, depending on the exponential mainstream adaptation and mainstream investors that just want to jump in on it. Because if that would happen, Bitcoin would be hitting all-time highs every other week or every other month, which of course would just invite all the mainstream and retail investors to want to jump on board even more. All right, so what would happen to XRP if that continued? Well, right now XRP has very much been tied to the price of Bitcoin. The charts are very similar, much like most other coins out there. There's only a handful that aren't doing the same thing as Bitcoin, but XRP is one of them for the most part. It does diverge a little bit, but if we look at the macro trend, it's definitely tied to Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin would go ahead and 5x or 6x by the end of this year, what would that do to XRP? Well, that would put it in about the $8, $9, maybe $10 price range, possibly more if it has the same effect that Bitcoin would on the retail market. And so regardless of what the SEC's involvement is, XRP has really been tied to Bitcoin with the good news and the bad regarding XRP. But a decision, especially this year, could change that completely. And if we look back a couple of years, there's a case that the SEC put together that very similar is starting to shape up as to what their case was against Ripple. And that is the case they brought against Elon Musk and Tesla back in 2018. The SEC got involved after Elon Musk tweeted out something where at the time shares were trading for about $30 to $40 to $50 a share, and he tweeted out that he could get the share price up to $420 per share. Now, that was basically a nod to another meeting of 420 that Elon was just kind of giving a nod to. The SEC didn't see it that way. They thought that he was using his Twitter platform to pump up the price of Tesla, which is illegal in the eyes of the SEC. So what they did was they brought this to a case and looked into everything that they were doing. And what happened? Well, they came to a settlement. Yep, they settled. That's what a lot of people think the Ripple case is going to end up doing. So what happened in the Tesla case was that the SEC made Elon Musk step down as chairman, and there were two independent third-party chairmen that had to take his place. The other thing that had to happen was all of Elon Musk's tweets had to be reviewed by independent chairmen to make sure that they were, not pumping up the price of Tesla. Of course, he's now doing it about Dogecoin because he doesn't own any Dogecoin. I guess he's allowed to do it. The other thing was Tesla was fined. So Elon Musk personally was fined $20 million and Tesla was fined $20 million. So $40 million for the total settlement. And as we know, after that, about a year later, the stock really started to take off, and now it's 10 to 15x since then. And so what's going on right now with the SEC case, this is what has me believing the SEC is trying to shape the same type of suit that happened with Tesla. And that is when they were going overseas just recently this week, or at least they were caught this week, the SEC has been asking foreign regulators for all their communications regarding their communications with Ripple to help bolster their case. And basically what they were trying to do is trying to build a case or try to prove that Ripple was using outside countries, outside regulators, outside markets to try to artificially inflate the price of XRP before they actually sold it. Now, this is really interesting because originally this case, it wasn't about, are you doing anything illegal to something that's already been deemed a security. This case was supposed to be, is XRP a security or is it a currency? So why is the SEC trying to put together a case that Ripple tried to artificially inflate the price of a cryptocurrency? It really wouldn't make any difference. My guess is this is just something that they were going to try to bring and try to bolster their case that not only is this a security, but they tried to pump it up illegally by using overseas sources and overseas markets, which the United States SECs would be deemed illegal if this was a security. But Ripple started punching back, and they sent a letter asking the judge to basically have the SEC cease all communications with the regulators that they were going after. And from what I read, it hasn't been going so well on the SEC side. So apparently they've been communicating with 9 overseas regulators. They heard back from 3 of them, which said they are not going to work with the SEC at all. They heard back from another 3, 2 of which said that the communications that they turn over can't actually be published anywhere. And as I read it, it looks like they wouldn't allow to be included in a case as well. They did get 1 that responded back that said they would work with the SEC and hand over communications, and there was another 3 that haven't even responded at all. So from the SEC standpoint, it's not been going well to try to build their case using the same angle that they did to try to build a case against Tesla. And even in Tesla's case, they were successful with building that case, but it ended up coming to a settlement. Now, there's a lot of people that think that Ripple will actually settle with the SEC, but this all comes down to the judge, because the SEC is trying to build a case that if XRP was in fact a cryptocurrency and not a security, then why would Ripple have the need to actually artificially inflate using other markets? Because if it was a currency is a currency, it's going to find its own value. But if it was a security, much like a stock, if the company gets that price inflated, the company stands to benefit. So if they're not going to get communication from foreign regulators, they're going to have a tough time building that case even further. Let me know in the comments section below what you guys think about this case, what you think about the price of XRP, and whether or not a decision for or against Ripple will affect the price of XRP going forward the rest of this year. Because like I said, it's tied very much to the price of Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin goes way up, XRP is going to follow suit. All right, guys, well, I appreciate you watching this video all the way through. Like I said, if you're new to this channel, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and join the Late Night Grind community. In the meantime, please give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next video.